I would like to apologize for last week's video. I have said some things that were very wrong. The Gators and the Irish are not the same. The Gators line, offensively and defensively, are completely different. The Gators are clearly better, and it showed on Saturday. I was just blinded by the hype. Going forward, I will do my due diligently to watch the line play. The boys up front need the love too, and they will get it. Now, on to the show. Welcome back to the Mic Check Show. Hope everyone had a great Canada Day. I got this knockoff Raiders jersey, Pro Bowl jerseys to be to be specific, at the East Village Market. Very random to find. It was only like $65. I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I had to buy it. Don't care if it's knockoff. I had to get it. But yeah, this weekend, great football, mainly from one side. Got sunburnt. The losing teams just could not put up points besides one, and that was kind of given to them. But hey, what a weekend. Now, let's get to the action. So, I'm going to change it up a little bit, and I'm starting with the game of the week. Did it live up to the hype? No. 42-1? Yeah, definitely not the best. Right off the bat, the Gators line, like I said before, was definitely better than the Irish's. Like I said, I was wrong in my statement last week. One thing is clear about this game: mistakes and penalties were key. Plus, it was a little chippy. So that was quite interesting to see. I can blame the ball, like the actual football, on some of those issues. Both QBs struggled with the CFL ball. The throws were off, and I know both QBs are better than what they shown on the weekend. The rest did make some terrible calls, but I'm not going to dwell on that. That's part of the game. Up front is where the Gators controlled this game. Big holes for Bryce, and nothing really for the Irish. Yeah, they had a few good runs here and there, but other than that, they were definitely stuffed. The Irish didn't start well. Muffing a few, first kick return, they muffed it, which led to a 2-and-out and a safety. Later on, they muffed a punt, which set the Gators up goal to go. So, safe to say, special teams played a big factor in this game. The rematch this year I think will be great. I can't wait for it. Hopefully, the game will be a lot cleaner, less chippy. Maybe be closer. Who knows? And hopefully, we can use sports footballs instead of the CFL ones, because we don't want those shitty mistakes because of a ball. But anyways, the Bucks versus the Cowboys. Sorry, Pack versus the Cowboys game. Well, ugly. But it was definitely a battle of field position. The Cowboys had the better field position throughout this game. Of course, the weather didn't play much of, didn't help anyone. It did get rained out for a little bit, which kind of sucks, but the Pack definitely struggled on offense. That's what happens when you're missing your star QB and Darrell Leeson. Of course, everyone knows that. The run game couldn't get anything going. Turnovers pretty much gave the Cowboys good field position, so they didn't really have to do too much. As I said before, the Pack did get a lot of pressure on the QB, but they couldn't really get to them. The Pack definitely needs a kicker. I don't think they attempted one field goal or extra point all year. The Cowboys, they played solid. Defense was great. Not letting LA scores, and the offense did enough just to get the win with a score of 27-0. I am very pissed about what happened in this game. If you think I'm talking about that cheap shot on special teams, no. Those fuckers ruined my perfect streak. The Pack put up no points. And the Cowboys handle their business. Because god damn it. Oh well. I do hope that Pack player is okay. And that's the guy who hit him doesn't do this shit again. Because there's really no place in the game for this. Yeah, you can play hard in between the whistles. But it was an onside kick, and he wasn't even close. Like, he affected nothing in that play. So what's the point of hitting him? But whatever. We talked about it on the players page, so I'm not going to talk anymore about it. So now, the Bucks versus the Jets. The result of this game is definitely not surprising. We all know the Jets were going to win this game. The Bucks probably played their best game of the year. Their defense got some big stops, some sacks, and turnovers. Definitely a better showing than what they put out against the Gators. Of course, that's what happens when you get a home game. They made a few plays on offense as well, but of course it wasn't enough. They did look good in those black and red unis, so keep doing that one. The Jets did what they did best, and that's run the ball. Big gains on the ground, which opened up the passing game a little bit. The defense did what they did, got turnovers, 2 pick sixes. That touchdown celebration on that first pick six, just wow. Definitely need more celebrations like that. It's definitely fun for the game. The Jets do need to clean some stuff up before heading into this week's game against the Irish. That is going to be a heavyweight fight, which should be fun to see. So, now something very special. Our sponsor for today. I know, right? Little old me has a sponsor, and that is the Half Hitch Brewing Company. Boom, Half Hitch. So, Half Hitch is based in Cochrane. Great, they have great food, great beer, and I think you guys should definitely check it out if you're in the if you're in the Cochrane area. Like, I'm not a big fan of beer, but yeah, I'll drink this any day. So yeah, if you need celebrate a victory, go to the Half Hitch and get your brewskis. God, that's terrible. Anyways, now on to week 7. But before week 7, I did get a suggestion to do if the playoffs start today. So, if they start today, Gators will get their bye, undefeated record. Just a cinch for number 1. Number 2 will go to the Jets, who will host for a third time the Wolfpack. Third time's a charm, maybe, for the Wolfpack. If that was the matchup today, who knows? But in the second one, another rematch in the same spot, the Irish versus the Cowboys. Hopefully that game won't be shit conditions like before, because can't really do much in a goddamn monsoon. Then there's the Bucks watching from home, or whatever pier they decide to set up shop in. But anyways, let's see if that changes this week. But now, for this week, week 7, the Gators versus the Wolfpack. The Gators are on the road in this one, which doesn't really mean much since they play in the same spot, so moving locker rooms. I think this game will be ugly. If you don't know what happened in some of those games back in 2015, they were ugly. 15, 16. I'm not going to talk about it because I do not want to relive some of those memories. So the young pups will get some experience facing the national champs. Hopefully they can learn a thing or two from this game. I heard Leeson won't be playing in this game as well, which is probably a good thing. At least he won't get hurt. Not like he really gets hurt in most of these games. But anyways, he'll be ready for the Irish rivalry, which I do got something cooking up for that one. So I hopefully you guys will like it, but I'm not gonna say anything. You'll find out. But anyways, the Gators will lock down. Well, the Gators will look to improve some of the stuff they got wrong against the Irish, which clearly I think they'll do. Kirk has those boys ready. No matter who the team is, they're going to come out prepared and ready to smack some heads. So, Gators win. Moving on. This one is the interesting one. The Fighter Jets welcome the good old Irishmen, the Airdrie Irish, into Cold Lake. This is a battle for second place. The Jets are coming off a win, while the Irish are looking to bounce back after a bad loss. This game will be intense, that's for sure. Hopefully no one gets kicked out and miss a game or get hurt, but football. I know the Irish are not happy about how they played last week. I think Anton will get the boys ready for this one. The game I'm calling it, this game's the ground and pound game. Both teams like to run the ball. With that being said, each team's gonna try and stop the run, clearly. So it's gonna be which passing game can get the ball rolling. And I think the Irish have the upper hand on this one. I do think they have a better QB and receiving core. The Jets do have a good secondary, but I don't know if it'll be enough, but it should be interesting to see. I know in this game, special teams are going to be huge. Specials. Of course, last week, special teams cost the Irish early in that game. And the Jets, they usually excel in this category. So we'll see if the Irish can clean this up. Who knows? I think Anton will. I think the Irish will bounce back and take another step into getting back to that AFL final. So, like I said, Irish winning this one. And now, time for the power rankings. And finally, they get to move a little bit. I have the Jets jumping the Irish for number 2 spot. They have a 3-1 record, while the Irish have a 2-1. I do think the Irish are better, yes, but how can I not have the Jets at Jesus? How can I not have the Jets at second? They have 3 wins over Irish's 2. So, I hope you all have a great weekend. Thank you all for watching, listening. I always appreciate the feedback and suggestions. And if you don't like what I say, please don't hurt me. I have fragile bones. And I got work on Monday. Jeez. Anyways, hope you all enjoy the games. Safe travels to the Irish going up to Cold Lake. And go try some half-hitch beer. It's fucking delicious. Anyways, Mike, checking out.